decades, procurement was all about one thing: getting the lowest price. But as the world has changed, so have the risks. Today, financial controllers and procurement professionals face a landscape where the cheapest supplier can actually be the most expensive in the long run. Geopolitical instability, unethical labor practices, and environmental concerns are no longer distant worries. They're real costs that can hit your bottom line hard. The old rules just don't cut it anymore. That's why it's time to rethink how we measure value in procurement, moving beyond just price tags to a more strategic, future-proof approach. Traditional total cost of ownership, or TCO, formula was a step up from focusing solely on purchase price. It added logistics, transportation, and maintenance costs into the mix. But in today's unpredictable world, this model has some serious blind spots. It doesn't account for geopolitical risks like tariffs or port shutdowns, nor does it factor in the growing importance of environmental, social, and governance (ESG) issues. And perhaps most importantly, it's short-sighted, optimizing for immediate savings at the expense of long-term resilience and innovation. Organizations relying on this outdated model are leaving themselves exposed to hidden liabilities. Under TCO2, a modern, holistic framework designed for today's complex supply chains, this upgraded model doesn't just look at the obvious costs, it brings risk and ethics into the equation. TCO2 is about seeing the full picture, quantifying the hidden costs and benefits that traditional models miss. By factoring in risk premiums and ESG considerations, procurement shifts from a tactical cost center to a strategic driver of long-term value. This is the evolution organizations need to stay resilient and competitive in a world where uncertainty is the only constant. So what exactly goes into TCO2? The formula is simple but powerful: traditional TCO plus a risk premium and ESG cost or benefit. The risk premium quantifies the financial impact of potential disruptions, while the ESG component brings in the costs or even benefits of ethical and sustainable practices. This approach means you're not just counting pennies, you're building a supply chain that's robust, ethical, and future-ready. By making these factors measurable, TCO2 turns soft risks into hard numbers, giving decision-makers a clearer path to long-term value. Risk is no longer an abstract concept in procurement. TCO2 makes it tangible by calculating the risk premium, a financial estimate of how likely a supplier is to cause costly disruptions. This includes everything from supply chain interruptions and geopolitical turmoil to quality and compliance issues. For example, a single-source supplier in a flood-prone region carries a much higher risk premium than a diversified partner. By modeling these risks, organizations can make smarter choices, favoring suppliers who offer stability and reliability, not just low prices. Ethics and ESG are now front and center in procurement decisions. TCO2 recognizes that these aren't just nice to have, they directly impact the bottom line. Carbon costs, ethical compliance, and brand value all play a role. With regulations like the EU's Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism, suppliers' emissions can translate into real financial costs. Meanwhile, ethical compliance means auditing suppliers and avoiding fines for labor violation. And don't forget brand value. Being a sustainability leader can actually create a financial benefit, as more buyers are willing to pay a premium for ethically sourced goods. See how TCO2 works in the real world. In times of inflation and volatility, the old instinct is to cut purchase prices even further. But TCO2 shows why that's a mistake. A supplier investing in renewable energy might have a higher unit price today, but their costs are more stable over time. Reliable partners who offer consistent supply and pricing become more valuable than those who simply offer the lowest bid. By prioritizing resilience and long-term value, TCO2 helps organizations build supply chains that can withstand shocks and avoid costly disruptions. Implementing TCO2 requires a new breed of procurement professional. No longer just negotiators, today's chartered supply chain professionals are strategic analysts. They build complex financial models, collaborate with sustainability teams, and present compelling business cases to leadership. Their work transforms procurement from a tactical function into a strategic weapon for creating long-term resilient value. By mastering TCO2, these professionals become the bridge between finance, operations, and sustainability, driving their organizations toward a smarter, more sustainable future. Simplicity of the old TCO model is now a liability. In a world full of risks, regulations, and conscious consumers, sticking to unit price alone is no longer enough. TCO2 offers a smarter, more comprehensive framework for evaluating suppliers. It aligns procurement with the broader goals of resilience, sustainability, and long-term profitability. For any organization serious about building a future-ready supply chain, TCO2 isn't just an upgrade, it's the new standard. Embrace this approach to ensure your procurement strategy is as robust and forward-thinking as your business needs to be.